to the Wise Mind Happy Hour. I'm Kelly.
And I'm John.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. We're back. We have a guest today, so very exciting.
Yeah.
We're slaying it with guests.
It's
great.
Yes, we have a guest today, which we'll get to after
Can't
our
wait.
intro. We're so excited.
Very excited.
We're on the edge of our seat. But tell us what's new with you. What's going on?
Well, what's new is it really what's new, or you just want to know about Miss Congeniality?
I just want to know about
You
Miss
just want to know about
Congeniality.
that. I purchased tickets. I think I mentioned this. Whether it was on air or not, I don't remember. This was definitely something I manifested for myself because it was solely for me.
Wow, I love that.
And I brought my family. So I guess it wasn't solely for me.
Nice.
Alamo Drafthouse had a watch party for Miss Congeniality.
So funny. So wait,
it's
tell us,
show.
yeah.
It's a one-time showing of the movie.
Okay.
And it was on specifically April 25th, which if you know the movie,
yes.
you know that one of the contestants, when asked, what is your idea of a perfect day?
Yeah.
Her answer is April 25th.
Yeah.
Not too warm. Yeah.
Not too
cold. Yeah. So they specifically had an April 25th fell on a weekend. So we get there and there's a table that has like glow necklaces, glow bracelets. A woman is in a crown with a dress on, with a sash. You could fill out the state of Illinois. You could pin it on yourself. There was a self-defense keychain toy that we all got, which was great.
Love it.
And then, we went in there, and the woman came in and introed the movie, and she was saying how it's one of her favorites. So feel free if you know any of the lines, shout them out.
Oh my God.
And then she gave the crown to somebody. So she kind of asked the crowd for, what do you think is the best way to like defend yourself against somebody?
Oh, wow.
And so people kind of went around and said it. And the woman who won said, throw acid on them.
Oh my God.
Which was, everybody was like, what? Kind of intense, but that ended up winning. So she got the crown and the sash.
Yeah, I guess you'd call that, I guess that's self-defense.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Where are you getting that
But there was
acid?
a lot of, I don't know, but there was a lot of groin punches, ball punches. Which
that's
is
what
great.
they say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta go to those sensitive areas.
Yeah.
So we brought the blankets. It was me and the boys in between Sarah, so it was great. We ordered.
And the comfy chairs
Oh,
there.
yeah. They ordered chocolate shakes. I got some pizza. Sarah got some wings.
Oh, fun.
And we just enjoyed it. It was.
Wait, you got pizza?
Yeah, they have gluten-free crust there.
Oh my God.
I know.
Incredible. Alamo coming through on the gluten-free because they're like Austin.
There was a woman sitting next to me who came in. I always feel like this is somebody who it's like, I see you. She came in to the party by herself. Like nobody sat next to her that she knew.
Okay.
I mean, the theater was sold out, but I could tell she was just there for herself and enjoying the party. It's like going to literally a party by yourself.
That's
and I
cute.
was like, I see you. I love going to movies by myself as well. But it was hilarious. People were clapping at parts, and I just loved the movie. I love Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
I had a great time. It's great to see. I never saw it on the big screen, so it was great.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my God, that's so fun. I didn't realize it had like such a cult following.
Yeah, I don't know if it is a cult following. That's a good point. People were into it though. Nobody really dressed up. I was expecting maybe a few pageant type outfits. The only person who was dressed up was the person from the Alamo. She made a joke about it too. She's like, "This is my prom dress."
I love it.
But it was a blast. It was a lot of fun.
That is so fun.
It was cool.
Yeah.
And they had dentist appointments in the morning, so the day ended much better than it started.
Oh my God. I have to go to the dentist tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, they went. And it was fine. No cavities. It just takes so long to clean the braces for Shane.
Oh.
So
he has braces.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. How did I not know that?
I don't. Have you ever?
Does he maybe kind of like talk?
Do you
with
look
his
at him?
Mouth closed. I mean, I do. Like when we're talking, but maybe he kind of has that where he hides him a little.
Well, he's got long hair. That probably hides it a little bit.
Oh, he has braces, and Wes doesn't.
Not yet.
Not
He'll be
yet.
getting them.
Interesting.
For sure.
Wow.
I know. And I spent some of the, last week preparing a playlist for Jish. So.
Yes, John made Josh a birthday playlist.
Which I was really excited about.
Oh my God, Josh was so excited to get it. Titled
Bright Beige. With a picture of Danny DeVito leaning on Arnold Schwarzenegger in beige suits from the movie Twins,
Obsessed.
Which is a movie that I used to watch as a kid all the time, thinking it was so funny because they're brothers. So
I love it.
What's
Twins.
not to be funny about that?
I've never seen Twins.
I've never seen it either.
I initially somehow thought that it was a thumbnail of Steely Dan.
That's funny.
Well, you do love Steely Dan.
I do love Steely Dan.
They're kind of dressed in a Steely Dan way with like sunglasses and suits.
And beige.
And beige.
And
yeah, Steely Dan
bright
loves beige.
Bright beige.
Yeah, loved the song, the like national, not national song.
Yeah, so that was a little side project.
Yeah.
Elvi, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Elvis.
Not to be confused with Elvis.
Elvi.
Love that Q-Tip album. I actually reviewed it for the Michigan Daily.
Did you really?
It was one of the few 4 out of 5s that I gave.
Yeah, Josh did the music reviews at the Michigan Daily.
Yeah, I like to trash stuff.
Yeah.
Trash The Cure, trash Oasis.
Well,
He
love...
trashed stuff that he now loves.
LCD. Well, I didn't trash LCD. I gave them a 3.
That just shows. I mean,
and a half
we
out of
change,
5.
We
Yeah.
mature. I love Tribe
Mature.
Called Quest. So I was debating whether to put a Tribe Called Quest song on there or just straight up Q-Tip.
The Badly Drawn Boy song was one I didn't know
That's a banger
that I enjoyed.
from way back. That's like circa, I don't even know what, 2003 maybe or something like that. That
Once
used to
Around
get
the
played-
Block.
That used to get played at like house parties, probably for me post college, maybe like 2005 actually. That's a great song.
Hot Wax by Beck is an underrated Beck song.
Odelay, love that album.
Rated album, but that song, I mean, come on. Get it into your live rotation, Beck.
I didn't know whether to put a Beck song on there.
Well, you did. And
you like Hot Wax?
when it came on, I got very excited and thought, I feel like that's like one of the songs that I think of as like my Beck songs.
You like it too? Okay.
Like, it's like I'll put it on a playlist. I'll be like, bet you don't know this one.
Bet you don't. Bet you don't remember. Yeah, you were thinking Loser, weren't you? Or
Right.
We're Elito.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the other
Wow.
one? Beer Can?
That one or Debbie or Deborah?
Is Deborah, that's in his live rotation.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you, he plays the hits when you see him live.
When you see him live, he
in a
doesn't go
fun
deep.
way.
He doesn't. Oh, he doesn't go like deep.
He
tracks.
goes a little deep.
Maybe a little. I mean, his band is the tightest band I've ever seen live in my entire life. They are insane how good they are. And
That's
he's up there moving and grooving like
Yeah.
a freak show in the best way. Wasn't that show incredible?
Yeah, it's one of the
Oh,
best shows.
you
All 3 times
have
I've
to go.
seen him.
He is like losing his mind up there.
He's a
It's
prophetic
so
voice.
good. He's a prophetic voice. Yeah.
I do like Sea Change. I think that's my favorite album.
Lame.
Uh,
I'm just kidding. I love Sea Change.
wait, what else is on Sea Change? The big one.
Paper Tiger, something like that.
Golden Age. Let the
That
golden
too.
age begin.
Yep.
Wait,
Just like
what's
that.
the one with the woman's name? The song.
Baby, I'm a lost. Baby, I'm a lost cause.
No.
He played that live. He just sang it better than
yes,
me.
he
It's
plays
not
it.
Deborah.
Is it Deborah?
That's the one with someone's name in it. It's Deborah.
Josh is such a kook. Lost cause.
Baby,
Yeah, but he
I'm
does
a
Well,
play that.
I'm
lost.
glad that scratched an itch for you.
Yeah,
the back.
obvious that Bell and Sebastian song. I love Bell and Sebastian.
They're-
We've talked
they
about
have
it.
two.
Wonderful.
They have a 2-night run at Salt Shed coming up in May.
Oh wow.
We saw them at
Salt
Drumroll,
Shed.
please.
Salt
Salt
Shed.
Shed.
Yeah.
And well, they're
Yeah.
back 2 nights. One night's already sold
Outdoor?
out. I don't know. I heard it on the radio actually coming over here.
Oh.
I just caught the tail end of it. But one of the nights is sold out already. I think there's still tickets available. I saw them at the Chicago Theater a long, long time ago.
They're more like earnest.
And
than
that's
you'd
my
think.
that's my favorite album, The Life Pursuit.
Fair enough. I feel like that is their last one that I would consider amongst my favorites.
Yeah.
Real nice and poppy.
Yeah, love it.
They go,
Love
blues
how
are still
poppy.
blue.
I love that song.
I love that song.
Sookie
Sookie
in
the graveyard.
Yeah.
Well, this actually really is a perfect segue into what we did with the weekend because it was really all about Josh's birthday.
Oh, I was going to say just listen to my playlist.
Yeah,
Repeat
just
over
listen to
and
your
over.
playlist.
Yes, tell us
and
about the
celebrate
birthday.
Josh. I mean, it was a lot of like going out to dinner.
Sure.
We went to Trivoli Tavern, which was really fun with Josh's mom, and they have a sticky date cake there that was like
Dates.
Oh yeah, you don't like dates.
We're back on the date shakes.
Wait, do you like? I know.
Palm Springs.
Oh my
date
god, I
shakes.
forgot about the date shake.
Rewind the tape on that.
I truly, that just hit me. I am constantly talking about dates. Well,
Date
okay,
shakes.
it's kind of a derivative of like sticky toffee pudding. Have you ever had that?
No.
It's like a famous like British dessert.
Mhm.
It's really good. I think it might be my favorite dessert. Some sticky something, whether it's the date
And
cake or
it's
toffee pudding.
So it's a cake.
This was a cake, and it's really big. They give you like that big of a piece, and they make a brown butter ice cream.
Wow.
It's like knock your socks off good. And they have it at all those like I think all those hog salt restaurants. So like Trivoli Tavern,
Armitage Ale House.
Armitage Ale House. They might have it at Au Cheval. I don't know.
We're always so not wanting dessert there.
Honestly, I think it might be gluten free. Didn't she say something was gluten free that we were surprised
She
by?
said something is gluten free.
She's like, it's completely gluten free. Maybe that wasn't what she was talking about.
You're like, we won't have that, John's not with us. Thanks.
Yeah.
Get us the delicious.
Give us all the gluten that's left over
Give
in
us
the
any
back.
bread you have with brown butter.
More brown butter and put some gluten in that.
Brown
too.
butter ice cream.
Yeah. So that was really good. And then Josh and I did our dinner, just the two of us, which we like to do. And we went to a place called Table Donkey and Stick. Have you heard of it?
Table Donkey and Stick. No.
It's
a great
asked
name.
The waiter, yeah, it's named after like a Brothers Grimm fairy tale.
Never heard of it.
And he said it's like Alpine.
They couldn't have named it
cuisine.
one of the better ones. One of the good ones.
Right. Like, well, Hansel and Gretel is a Brothers Grimm.
You'd think, right?
Yeah. Wait, let me look up what Alpine cuisine is really quick because I was
Table,
curious.
Donkey, and Stick.
Is that the name of a Brothers Grimm, or is it just like kind of a compilation?
Well, either way, nobody knows anything about it.
I love the title because I can picture all three things.
I remember eating for my birthday years ago at a place in Seattle, and I think it was called How to Cook a Wolf or something like that, or How to Kill a Wolf, or I don't know. But I was like, this is a great name for a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like a how-to.
Like
I
a
love
how-to, or just how to have a table, and a donkey, and a stick.
Wait, okay, so Alpine cuisine is the regional cuisine of different regions of the Alps. Despite clear regional differences, this cuisine has been characterized throughout the entire Alpine region for centuries by the isolated rural life and the Alpine huts and mountain villages.
Like Alsace-Lorraine, like German, French, Italian type of stuff.
Yeah, maybe German, Austrian,
or yeah, maybe,
French.
yeah. Interesting.
Well, because we got schnitzel,
Mm.
which is like so German, right?
Mm-hmm. Very German.
It was 10 out of 10. It was pork schnitzel.
Mhm.
And we got then gnocchi.
Mm-hmm.
And the server was like,
Was it gnocchi or spetzel?
it was actually gnocchi,
Gnocchi.
but why didn't they
Interesting.
call it spetzel?
Well, because if it's fusion or if it's
fusion-y,
multiple
yeah.
regions, then sure, the Italian. But
Right, because there are the Italian Alps, aren't there?
yeah, it's in
There's
Italy,
that like
isn't
the
there?
Dolomites or whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
So he was like noodles and schnitzel. He's like the Sound of Music. And this was a blank. That's like a blind spot for Josh and I. The Sound of
The
Music.
Sound of Music.
Which have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, so is noodles
On stage and the movie. Sure.
Are noodles and schnitzel like a thing?
Not that I remember.
Not that you remember. Okay, he said he watches it every year, so he's like into
Okay,
it.
that's fair.
He's like a big fan.
Then it must be.
And is it set in the Alps? The Sound of Music, like it's like mountaintops, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
The
it's set. Yeah. I mean, not the whole movie, but I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of it, yeah.
Mhm.
So it's almost like, and then okay, let's see if I can figure out Table Donkey and Stick. I know this is going too long, but now I'm curious.
Now we're going too long. We're on a tight. What's the symbol, Josh, for tight?
Yeah, we're on a tight timeline.
What do you got?
so
Tight,
I'm just-
tighten it up.
Oh, Okay, Table, Donkey, and Stick refers to a Brothers Grimm tale in which 3 brothers leave home to apprentice for a carpenter, a miller, and a turner. The carpenter pays the brother with a table that magically sets itself with rustic delicacies, which is promptly stolen by a wicked innkeeper. The miller gives the second brother a donkey that shits gold coins at the word bricklebrit.
Table, donkey, and stick.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
What 11 out of 10.
It was really a fun birthday. And then we saw Frico on Saturday. Do you know Frico? The band? They're pretty good. They're like really young, but they're like indie.
I think they're like indie.
I think you'd like them.
Indie.
Their genre is generic indie.
It kind of, his voice is a little like Josh was saying, like Modest Mouse.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And mixed with kind of like Connor Oberst a little.
Never was into him as,
Yeah,
as other people were, but
Yeah.
You'll like this guy more, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a little, like, what else is in there?
They've got a bit more testosterone.
Yeah.
They can be pretty.
Well,
they're not
What?
low. They're not low T.
they're not.
They're
like-
medium T. They're middle T.
They're middle
They're
T,
middle T.
not quite low T.
You could kind of dance to a lot of their stuff,
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like it.
especially
and the lyrics
live.
are good.
Yeah,
What is it? Freak out?
Frico. So
Frico.
Friko.
Okay.
they're explosive live.
They're
though.
from Evanston.
Ooh.
Which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Local.
They're local.
Local band makes good.
Local.
Frico makes good.
Headline.
Local
band
band
makes
makes
good.
Yeah.
On Josh's birthday.
Yeah, for Josh's birthday. Yeah, so that was good.
Awesome.
We were definitely feeling our age standing at that show. Like my lower back was singing by the end of that.
It only gets worse.
It's like,
I know.
man.
It's tough to stand.
And like I never picked the right shoes for like long standing. Do you wear gym shoes to a concert?
I mean, I haven't been to one in a long time, but yes, that would definitely be the move.
I should do that. I need to wear gym shoes and stuff like that. I wore Toms. Those can be okay, but they don't have a lot of like.
No, they don't have
support at the bottom.
Not at all.
And you're just kind of
like flat as flat can be.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what's been going on. We finally have the manifestation episode with guest Megan Hovius. Welcome to the pod, Megan.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, we are thrilled to have you. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, so Megan and I, spoiler alert, Megan and I are dear friends. We met in grad school. And Megan, obviously I went to social work grad school, as did Megan. And Megan has gone on to become a lawyer at this point. And she also, in the interim, was a CPA. So Megan is a jack of all trades, has a lot of different areas of expertise. We love it. So yeah, tell us a little bit, Megan, about yourself and kind of like where you are now. We know you're a former social worker. What's your life like now?
So I am now, as you said, working as an attorney. I do commercial litigation. I practice in DC. I live in Maryland, but I practice in DC. And I work at a law firm. So my life is like pretty busy. Like I work a lot, but I love it. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, it's great. And I live here with my husband and our cat.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy to hear you say you're loving it. What do you feel like you love most about it?
I think I am somebody who at their core wanted to become an attorney because I love to gossip. Like that's the 100% real answer. And I love getting the tea. I love just like a messy scenario. Like tomorrow I'm getting an assignment that involves sleuthing. I don't know what it is, but I'm like psyched for it. And then like far below that in terms of why I love it is that there's always something new to learn. Like I think one of the reasons I've lived so many lives career-wise is because I get bored kind of easily and I always like to be learning something new.
Yeah.
And attorney is definitely a job where you're never mastering it.
Yeah.
And if you're someone like me who also feels like a really powerful need to be right, it's a really good outlet.
I never really thought about the gossip angle.
You get tea, like people have to tell you or you can't help them.
And you're like learning all the stuff that's like everybody else. You're almost like hiding from everybody else.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's not salacious like at all. You guys probably hear way more salacious things in your work than I
It's
do.
true.
For
It's
me,
true.
it's just like the funny things that the stupid things people say to their coworkers that they think no one will ever read.
Oh my God.
So it's like low
yes.
stakes gossip a lot of the time. Sometimes it's high stakes gossip, but a lot of the time it's
Yes.
just like really regular stuff that is just entertaining.
I think about that sometimes as a therapist. I'm like, some part of me is doing this because I'm nosy also.
Yeah.
You know, I just simply.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I know that's in there. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. It's hard not to think that there's some motivation there to want to know.
Yeah.
Like some deep, like things that aren't revealed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could have gone into social work and maybe fulfilled that need if that's truly the need. What made you go?
Yeah.
What made you go into the CPA law route?
So I went to college for accounting and I worked in corporate accounting in Indianapolis for a couple years after I graduated. And I think that job was probably like I had outgrown it. Like it was an entry level job. I was super bored, kind of doing the same thing every day and was ready to basically like leave the small city that I had lived in and just kind of do something different. And like at that point in my life, most people that I had met were exactly like me. And I was just really looking for a change. And I think that feeling kind of lost and dissatisfied drew me to the idea of social work, like because I just wanted to expand my horizons so much and like kind of just wanted to change my entire life. And I had always been interested in like kind of criminal issues, like criminology, criminal justice, and things like that. But my family was very practical, so they really wanted me to get like a super practical degree that I could use for like good career stability, good job prospects pretty much right away. And accounting is amazing for that. There's a lot of things that I like about it, but I ended up going to social work school, I think, to kind of fulfill that need. And it did fulfill that need for sure. Like it opened my eyes up so much and really changed my perspective on the world. And of course, that's where I met Kelly.
Right.
And then I was a social worker for about 3 months in a mental health court. It's like a diversion program for people who commit nonviolent crimes. And it was the most stressful thing I had ever done in my entire life. Like I couldn't pay my bills. I got to the point by the end of the 3 months, I was like throwing up every morning because I was so stressed about the job. And there were just a lot of issues with like the supervision. They really discouraged people having boundaries with their clients. And it was just burnout, really, just a really bad work environment. So I quit with nothing lined up and got a temp job doing like grant accounting work. And I did grant accounting for several years. But one of the downsides of accounting is that it does get pretty repetitive. And some people really love that. Like if you're someone who wants to focus on other aspects of your life, corporate accounting can be like a chill way to make a living without a lot of stress. But I eventually got bored and was ready to move on. So I really give kudos. Like I know from talking to Kelly about kind of being in those first few years after you graduate social work school, and our friends Kathleen and Jesse too, I think would probably agree to this, is that those are some of the toughest years.
Yeah.
Like those boot camp years. And I just could not get past them. And I felt like it was an uphill battle all the time. Like I was just doing something that wasn't meant for me.
Well, good for you for, noticing that and staying open to other possibilities.
Yeah.
Because I think that some people really try to grind it out.
Yeah.
And they're even more burnt out and unhappy and maybe not, doing the clinical work that they could be doing or just work elsewhere. So
yeah.
Like who are you helping at that point when you're so burnt out? Like I remember one of the days I knew that this was not right for me was that somebody called me like after work hours on my work phone and they were feeling suicidal. And the first thing, and I was working 2 jobs to pay bills. So I was like at my other job. And I didn't say this, but what I thought to myself was, I don't have time for this phone call. And I was like, okay, this is not a situation where I'm able to help anyone.
Yeah. Well,
So,
yeah, that's
I really
exactly
knew.
what it is, right? It's like that compassion fatigue. I've been at jobs where you get overworked, and it's exactly like you're saying. it's kind of the like company culture a bit of stretch yourself beyond your limits. Like they actually do sometimes these social work jobs that are also have other institutional elements than just like the mission of social work. They will like encourage you to go way beyond your boundaries. And then I've totally had situations like that where someone's in a ton of pain and I'm just like, get away from me. You know, like I and it's really like a sign of like, I'm actually drowning and we're just going to drown together. So it's like, this doesn't, and then you really need something, right? Something in the immediate and something in the long term. That's like a shift. Yeah. It's so hard. Definitely in those first years, and you're not being paid a lot. I remember like a check coming through at the last minute for like rent and being like, oh my God, thank God this is enough, you know, which is crazy, you know, to live like that. It's so nuts.
But I do feel like going through those really difficult years, like led me to that manifestation journey. And there were so many manifestations along the way that got me to where I am now. So I am grateful for it at the end of the day.
Totally. Yes. Oh my God. This is kind of the perfect segue because I think you and I are talking about like before we found manifestation those years. Yeah. You know, where like struggles like that are for me in my life, I don't know about you, were so much harder before I had the framework.
Yeah, like everything was an uphill battle.
Yeah, totally.
Or a lot of things were. Not everything, but a lot of things.
A lot of things. Okay, so let's get into the manifestation of it all.
Let's get
into it. Okay.
Buckle up.
Well, okay, I'll start with this.
Buckle up, kids.
Buckle up, kids. I was two like licensed therapists talking about what the internet mostly calls a pseudoscience.
Well,
I don't care what anyone says.
Are you saying it's a science?
Well, no, but the term.
It's funny though that you throw it out there. Like, I mean, the gall of these.
But it's like you wouldn't call like Judaism a pseudoscience. You know what I mean? Like there is a spiritual element.
I see.
Yeah.
To it. Yeah. And I love how Megan says, I don't care what anyone says. That's exactly how I feel. So, okay, manifestation, I was looking into it. I'm like, okay, let me first look a little at like the history of this. And actually, I realized that I, somewhere in this bookshelf, have what they said on, at least on Wikipedia, was the first book on manifestation. It's by this guy, Wallace Wattles, and it's called like How to Be Rich or something. And I did, in fact, read it, and it's very strange. It reads like so strange. And I remember thinking like, okay, am I going to be able to adopt these principles? I mean, it's obviously morphed since then. But a big like boom of manifestation happened with The Secret, which, Megan, have you read The Secret?
I think I had a copy at some point, but I don't know that I ever read it.
Okay. I've never read it. Are you familiar with it?
I've heard of it. I've never read.
Okay. The idea with The Secret is basically, and this is manifestation in general, that your mindset, particularly with The Secret, it would be your thoughts, can will your desires into reality. Or manifestation in general is the idea that you can will your desires into reality. The Secret talks about your thoughts and like thinking positive. And that's there's a lot of movements of manifestation where it's like the more positively you think, the more you manifest what you want. And sometimes they call it like staying in the vortex. You know, it's like staying in positivity and you stay in that positive energy and things come your way. I know like the first times I heard that, it didn't really resonate for me. Yeah. What do you think, Megan?
I think like it's kind of like a form of toxic positivity where you have to stay positive all the time. And I feel like I grew up with that, a lot of that. Like that's kind of the Midwestern way is people want to be like very pleasant.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of the times like nobody wants to stop being polite and start getting real, so to speak. And so I always found that way of being like very inauthentic. Like I just have to be fake all the time. Like I want to complain. I want to be in a bad mood sometimes. I want to feel negative emotions. I want to panic. And the secret process doesn't really leave room for any of that, even though it's very authentic to the human experience.
Well, yeah. What do you think of that idea of like positivity bringing about change?
Well, I mean, what about behaviors, I guess, would be like, you can't just think positive and everything happens for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that I'm curious about more of like the behavioral component to it. I mean, there's certainly something to be said about thinking in more neutral or positive ways.
Yeah.
I think I would need to know more.
Yeah. One thing I remember, there was a period where this was probably like deep COVID, where I was kind of like, you know what? I wonder if there's any part of these more positive thinking methodologies that like would resonate with me. And there was like this podcast, which like since I like can't find it, I feel like there's like no trace of it, but it was like the Abraham Maslow idea of like positivity and be in the vortex, meaning like be in this positive space. And they talked a lot about gratitude being a big thing, which like the gratitude piece, yeah, they get Megan's miming.
Was that
vomiting.
like that was a vomit in the mouth, or okay?
I'm obsessed.
The vomit in the mouth eye roll combo.
Yeah. Yes, because gratitude can be so like insulting at times where it's like,
So insulting.
I mean,
Here's what sticks in my craw about gratitude is that like it's fine to be grateful for the things that you have.
Yeah.
If that makes you feel good, that's totally fine. But it's often marketed to women as a way to get what you want in a way that it is never marketed to men.
That's so
So it's almost like
true.
you should actually just be so grateful that you have like a job and friends and anyone even likes you.
Yeah.
You should be grateful for that.
You're so right. It's almost like waving a watch in front of someone's face. Like, actually, you like this suppressed position you've been put into, and you're grateful for it.
It's like you're making as much as a man now. Be grateful for that.
Yeah, when you're
Which
not.
is so
too.
insulting when you're not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have the WNBA. Things are really moving up. This
You're
is
the same.
you
It's
know,
all
they're
fine.
making
Caitlin
70.
Clark,
They're making
be
70 grand
grateful.
a year.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I hate it. And there's a big influencer culture out there around gratitude with people doing their gratitude journals in the morning, which I'm like, I just don't think you're waking up at 5 a.m. and doing a gratitude journal.
Yeah.
I just don't think you are. And if you are, that's fine, but it's not the reason why you have anything that you want.
Right.
But
Well-
manifesting is the reason you have what you want.
Yes.
So then maybe our listeners would want, and I would be curious as, not that I thought those two things were similar, but there is a lot of positivity that goes along with gratitude. So I'm curious to tease apart the differences here.
Yeah. Well, this brings us to us talking about the type of manifestation we found, which Megan and I kind of came to this together. We're like manifestation accountability buddies, basically. So yeah, tell me from your perspective, Megan, how you came to the to be magnetic style of manifestation.
It was definitely in those years where I was struggling financially and I was getting like a decent salary, but I was still struggling financially. And I was like, I don't know why. Like, I make enough money. I have a budget. Like, I know a lot about personal finance. Why am I struggling so much? And then you one day had heard Lacey on the Goop podcast and you were telling me about it. And I looked into it and they had like a financial workshop.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, it was like $60 or something. And I was like, maybe it's worth $60. And then like everything changed within a few months of that. And I was like, oh my God, I think this like works.
Yeah.
And so then after that, I signed up for the full membership and I was like all in. Like I had seen enough evidence.
Yeah.
This is evidence-based. It wasn't double blind, but this was evidence-based science.
Yeah, participant of one, and it's me. Yeah. So, okay, exactly. That's totally how I remember it. I remember.
Well, I'm sorry, time out. Can we slow down here?
Yeah.
So the program taught you what?
Well, that's what we're going to get into. It's complicated. It's a complicated curriculum. And it's a lot more complicated than positive thinking, right?
Yeah.
But I remember, so Megan mentioned I was listening to that Goop podcast. It's going to seem like this episode is like an advertisement for this manifestation platform. You can be into it if you're not. We'll talk about our relationship to it. But I was listening to it, and this Goop podcast at the beginning used to be so good. Like, they used to have really interesting people on. I was listening to them interview, and it was almost like they interviewed her like outside somewhere. I remember there were like birds chirping in the background, this Lacey Phillips woman who started this program. And she said, everybody uses this method of positive thinking. And she's like, what I really have noticed in my own life is that self-worth is the law of attraction. When I'm in my self-worth, connected to my worthiness, I manifest whatever I want. And I remembered hearing that and feeling like that boom of like insight, like, oh, that resonates like in the center of my bones. Like, that is, I know I believe that. It was like a memory coming forward. And it's like basically this like 4-step thing. And you tell me, Megan, if you would add something to this. But it's basically like you write a list, and it's important that it's written. So you write a list of the things that you want. And there's some parameters. It has to be something you could believably have in like 3 to 6 months. So it can't be like I'm living in an apartment and I want a mansion. It has to be something like a small step. And you write it down, pen and paper. And then the minute you do that, you're kind of like opening your energy by doing that. And then there's these 2 steps in the middle where you expand and you unblock. And unblocking is really a lot of what we do in therapy. So you kind of like unblock your self-worth, basically. Like, what are the blocks? What are the parts inside of you, or like the shadows that are kind of trapped away that you need to unblock and integrate into yourself? A lot of like parts work, really, that I do now with clients. And EMDR work, which I do now as well. And then expanding is like the things you want, going out in the world and finding people that you can relate to that have accomplished what you want to accomplish, to kind of like show your psyche that you can have this thing you want, that it's possible in the world. And then the final step is like passing what she calls tests, which are like tests of your self-worth, essentially. So I remember coming, we were at Maud's Liquor Bar, which is no longer in service, sadly. I love that cute little place. And I sat down with you and I told you I'd used it on a date, and it like instantly worked. And like for the first time in a long time, I manifested like a date that was great. And I had such a great experience. So I was hooked from that point on, and I told you about it. And I remember Kathleen was kind of meh on it. And you were like, okay, I'm on board with this. And then like off we went. So that, okay. Off now tell us your questions, John, on that, like step by step.
And the last part was what? What was the last step again?
Passing tests. Oh, I didn't even explain this. Tests are like, you're getting close to the thing you want. And someone or something kind of offers you the opportunity to settle for something less. Or it can be like a trigger, can be a test too. Like, I'm manifesting a pay raise, and, you know, someone at work criticizes my performance or something. That can be a test. And your job in that is to show up like fully yourself vulnerably, to not like shrink and move away from your self-worth in that experience, in either experience.
Yeah. I mean, I think it sounds just like a lot of things that we talk about.
Yeah.
Committed action.
Very aligned.
Yeah.
Like, do the things you fear because they're meaningful to you.
Yeah.
And yeah. And
it's very
like,
therapy.
And it's also, okay, well, have a smarter goal for the next 3 to 6 months and find people that have done it, you know?
And kind of like get them into your psyche by just like talking to them.
Maybe it's the word manifesting that I don't know about that word.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. When
Probably.
It feels like I manifest. I just grabbed it out of the
vortex.
I just thought about it. It happened. You know, that's what I always.
You wish.
That's my initial reaction when I hear that word.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What do you think with the word, Megan? Do you like the word?
It feels a little woo-woo. Like, I know what you mean. It sounds kind of ridiculous, but I think what most people picture when you say I manifested it is that you just thought it and it appeared, which I feel like that happened to me the other day. I just thought something and then it appeared. But those like, they can be coincidences. Like, there's no, or it can be, it's, you notice something because it was on your brain already. Like, it really doesn't mean that. Like, for me, when I talked about that money workshop making a big difference, it was like multiple days sitting down and journaling about my childhood, like reflecting on sitting there with my mom while she clipped coupons, like a lot of really reflecting on things that had created limiting beliefs for me.
Yeah.
So it's like so much unpacking that brings you to, oh, it just appeared.
When you do it, it does not feel like it just appeared. It does feel like therapy, going through some inner child stuff, going through shadow, parts of you, and really reckoning with yourself.
Yeah.
Well, then, I mean, who cares what I think? I do think, though, that word does a disservice to the process.
Yeah.
At first blush.
It probably does.
It makes me think manifesting, that that's just my first reaction to it, which probably isn't fair.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That word to me.
Well, especially in the TikTokification of it.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll say something that I like about the word. And this is a big concept. There's all these like little sub concepts if you actually get into this TBM
You
stuff.
like the word because it has man in it?
I like, I probably don't like the word because it has man in
it. I couldn't think of a better word. It has man in it.
I like it because, and Lacey talks a lot about this, a huge piece of the like getting into your self-worth is like non-striving, like dog paddling, as Lacey will call it, toward the things you want. It's more like when you name what it is you want, then you kind of sit back and look at like, what do I need to let go of to allow this to show up in my life?
At the same time, I think having that word manifest gives a sense of like taking your power back. Like oftentimes we feel like we're a victim of our circumstances. This is just the way things are, even if it's not the way I want them to be. The idea that you could manifest something, like I could think it and it could just appear, kind of can remind you that if I want to change my life, I do have the power to do it. I am that powerful. I can create the life that I want.
And nowhere is it ever like, I have the power to live like pain free. She's very like, your feelings, you will experience pain, you will experience struggle. And almost like those are gateways to your growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I had an experience with that very recently where like I was actually looking at my manifestation lists from the last few years, and I have at this point manifested everything that's on them. So now this work to me is more about like, I don't know, self-actualization or something. But I told you I didn't want to talk about career today because I was full of doom and gloom, because I have been so triggered by like the current economic situation, like probably in an outsized way. Like I had just been talking to people at work who have the same job as me, like live in the same area, make the same amount of money as me. And I'm like, why are none of them panicked about the economy? Like we all need to be panicked. I'm panicked. And I was talking to my husband and I was like, like what if we lose our jobs? Like there's no one here. Like there's no safety net. Like we're just going to like be homeless. Like something bad's going to happen. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like you have me, you have your dad, you have my parents. Like we have all these people who would be there for us if we really needed it. And as Kelly knows, I lost my mom last year. And I realized while I was talking to him that like my basic sense of security in the world had changed. And so now like these manifestation concepts, they're not about being pain-free. Like I can't get rid of all of the anxiety about the economy. There's always going to be some of that. We're always going to have financial responsibilities, and I can't get rid of the pain of experiencing grief either. And in fact, what I realized I had to do was like, I have to actually stop and feel some of the sadness that has been coming out as just being like triggered and being really anxious, when in reality, there is a lot of sadness underneath that. So you can still be really unblocked and taking aligned action, and you're still going to have loss in your life, and it's still going to be really painful, unavoidable, unfortunately.
Totally. Yeah. I feel like you are such a guiding light for me in that, like, at times where if we're talking about something, you'll share a story where you're like, I was coming up with this like work issue. And then I finally slowed down and thought like, what's really going on inside? I remember you told me a story of like someone at work who was like bothering you and like their personality was grating on you. And you kind of realized that they were sort of like expressing a trait that you had kind of put in shadow yourself and sort of like not let yourself be. And the move there is to like embrace that part of yourself and allow it and kind of integrate it. And I thought that was so powerful. Like, oh, you're so right. Like, I'm so irritated by this because I've shut it off. And I'm seeing someone else express it, and there's a feeling there.
I kind of think I remember which coworker you're talking about, but shows that it wasn't that big of a deal in the long run that I'm not really sure. But yeah, or it could be this part of me is bad. Nobody can be like this. Nobody can have this characteristic.
Yeah, totally.
We can kind of let go of those things and feel like a little bit more peace in our lives.
Totally. I'm realizing as we say this, like my fantasy is that by the end of this podcast, John will make a manifestation list.
Let's do it.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
And we'll see where
Let's make a list.
Yeah. Well, tell us, Megan, what are some of the big things you've manifested?
So I reflected a lot on the money messages that I got when I was a kid. My parents both grew up really poor. They're very practical Midwestern people. And they had gotten themselves into like a pretty like solidly middle class situation, which was a huge development for them. But we lived in a town where a lot of people had way more than us. And my parents were constantly living above their means to try to look like they too were at that level, and they really weren't. But like there was nothing wrong with where they were at, and they had both made huge strides.
Yeah.
Considering where they had come from, like there was nothing to be ashamed of, But I think because of that, I developed some limiting beliefs about like, where I'm never going to be able to get ahead. I'm never going to build wealth. I'm never going to be able to really think long term about the future. And that kind of translated into not really having a vision of myself as financially stable. And so I was just always scraping to get by, like always making up for yesterday, always, trying to pay off debts or get my checking account into a positive balance, even though I had enough income for what I needed.
Yeah.
So after thinking about that, I found a lot of expanders. So all day long, I'm just consuming content of people who had paid off debts. And it really did start to eventually make me feel like I can do this too.
Yeah.
And one day I got a ping, which was that, hey, you just passed the CPA exam. What if you tutored people on how to do this? So I just Googled like some tutoring jobs, and I started tutoring people remotely and started putting that money towards my credit cards.
Yeah.
I like finally was able to get myself like up to today and could like start a real budget going forward.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. That's amazing.
There's like so many little manifestations in there, like being able to pay off debt, being able to refinance student loans, being able to save for the future.
It's not with every client that I'm like, well, what were the thoughts and beliefs and meaning you made out of money? And money is such a central thing in our lives.
Yeah.
It is so powerful to think like, I wonder what I learned about money and like currency and thus my own sense of like power in this realm specifically. And even it's like your parents' relationship to money is relevant. Your grandparents, like it's intergenerational.
The depression is probably relevant if you're American.
Totally. I even think about
like, always relevant.
My ancestors were immigrants from Ireland, which is like famously like you think of like famine. And like that stuff does kind of trickle.
The IRA, probably.
Totally. All these things. And it can really unblock you to even just start to notice those narratives. But then like tangible things come about in your life, which both of us have noticed. And really for you, would you say law school was a big part of that?
100%. Yeah. When I was getting kind of bored with my accounting job, I was thinking about what was next and considering a few different things. And I was just like, no, I'm just not jazzed about this. And I just one day just kind of had a ping, like, what if I went to law school? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take the LSAT and we'll see what happens. Like, I definitely can't go without a good amount of scholarship money. So if I get some scholarship money to a school I like, then I'll go. And if not, I'll just keep doing accounting and that'll be fine. Like, I was not attached to the outcome at all. Like,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, I ended up getting pretty much almost a full ride to law school.
Wow. Incredible.
And listen, I did not go to Harvard Law. Like, the law firm from Suits would not have hired me.
But still, that's
um,
any law school getting into getting into it is incredible, and getting nearly a full ride. I mean, I'm calling that manifestation.
well, should I tell you how I manifested my husband?
Yes, do.
Probably the biggest manifestation on a day-to-day level.
Yeah.
In my life.
Oh yeah.
So when we first started to be magnetic, I didn't even want to think about dating because I was in an on and off long distance situation with this guy who was like always hooking up with other girls. And I was like so delusional about it, but I knew I wasn't ready to leave.
Yeah.
And I had been in like just a series of terrible situationships that I'm so grateful for now and I can laugh about them now.
Yeah.
They're silly little stories. Like they're so far away that they don't even matter to me. But I was stuck in this cycle and I had not learned my lesson that when you're seeking out a partner and someone is giving you the red flags that they're not what you need to listen to the red flags and leave when you see them. And this person had shown me time and time again that he was not able to give me the commitment or the respect that I want.
Yeah.
But I hadn't quite learned my lesson. Like something Lacey talks about is sometimes you have to learn the hard way by running into the fire.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's so true with dating. Like if you're someone who's kind of attracted to the toxic person, that's sort of what you're drawn to. Like sometimes you just have to date that person many, many times. Like not literally the same person, like different people, but the same type.
Yeah.
And for me, I just hadn't learned my lesson in that scenario. So I went back, the same thing happened. And it wasn't until that second time around that I knew I was done. I was like, okay, because like what I realized, I was expanded. Like I had initially blamed myself. Like this person cheated because I put too much pressure on him.
Yeah.
So that's my fault. And if you had asked me consciously, like, Megan, do you deserve to be cheated on? Of course I would have said no. But like there I was blaming myself. Like he cheated because of me. If I hadn't put so much pressure on him, this never would have happened.
Yeah.
But after reflecting on like the number of other women involved in this scenario, I realized he was actually being really disrespectful to them too. And I didn't need to know them to know that they didn't deserve to be treated that way.
Yeah.
And that was a huge expander for me to be like, wow, if I know nothing, I don't even know this girl's name, and I know she doesn't deserve this, then I can confidently say that I don't deserve this either. And I no longer need to take responsibility for this person's bad behavior.
Yeah.
And after that, I was able to really let it go. And I stopped being attracted to the red flags after that because I had just got burned like so bad, just charred to a crisp. And then I got expanded like really big time. I was talking to a friend whose partner was a little concerned about the commitment of marriage and having kids. And what she was telling me about his upbringing really resonated with me. Like he was talking about how his parents had a really messy divorce later in life, and that he felt like they had just stayed together for the kids, and that ultimately getting married and having kids ruined their relationship. So he was kind of afraid of that. And I was like, wait, I think that's how I feel, like deep down.
Yeah.
Like consciously, I didn't feel that way. Consciously, I would have said, oh, of course I want to get married and have a family. But I had this limiting belief looping in the background that like, if I actually get married and have kids with someone, I'm going to be stuck with them. I'll never be able to leave. I'll be miserable. And I won't be able to be happy again until they go to college, because that was my parents' story.
Yeah.
They were unhappy for a long time, but they had kids at home, and they got divorced as soon as I went to college. And it was like, it's kind of obvious, guys. You could have been a little more subtle with that one. But like hearing that from somebody else's perspective just kind of made me realize that like I don't have to repeat that story if I don't want to.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I was watching either Keeping Up with the Kardashians or The Kardashians, whichever one they were filming when Kim and Kanye got divorced.
Oh, yeah.
And
Keeping Up.
Kim was talking about how embarrassed she was to be getting divorced for a third time. She was like, yeah, this is really embarrassing for me. Like, I've had 3 public divorces now. Like, do you think this is fun? No. But like, I didn't come this way just to be unhappy. I'm not staying with this guy that I'm not happy with just because it's embarrassing to get divorced. And I was like, if Kim Kardashian can get divorced, then if I ever need to get divorced, I can just do that. I don't have to be miserable. And that like took this huge weight off my shoulders that like, actually, when you get married to someone, you still have a choice. You're never ever stuck. And I think like a month later, I met my husband.
Oh, amazing.
And I've never had any other problems since then.
My life has been smooth sailing.
Life has been perfect.
That's incredible. Not one fight.
Yeah. Not a single conflict. Yeah. It's so funny.
No, in reality, I realized that being in even a healthy relationship with someone you really love does not solve all of your problems. Yeah. And, you know, all kinds of things have triggered me in the last 5 years.
Oh, we've talked a ton about that, you and I, like, because we really worked so hard at manifesting our partners and then, you know, realizing, oh, wow, there's a whole new landscape of like struggle, you know, and like a whole new also like landscape of like finding your self-worth through partnership and being like a good partner, receiving well as a partner. Yeah, that is like ongoing terrain. Oh, Megan's cat.
Yeah, there's like 2 doors to this room and one of them is wide open and she was scratching at the other one.
I love it. I have a shirt with Winnie on it from Megan's bachelorette party, which is amazing. Okay, this is amazing. Well, John, okay, as our skeptic, feel free to be
Are you kind of convert yet?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think these limited beliefs that a lot of us have, if we can view that programming from outside of ourselves and see that we can be larger than our programming, that's where you can make a more, you know, meaningful, value aligned, self-worth type of choice. And it's not, as you've mentioned, it's not really about the outcome. It's more about committing to the things that are meaningful to you and you being resilient in whatever the outcome is. And there's a lot of fear and trepidation that comes along with all of that. So it's not trying to get rid of it. It's saying these things are there because that's just the human experience and we still want to move in a more meaningful direction or vital direction in our lives. So I'm not thinking it's, you know, woo-woo. It sounds like there's a lot of therapeutic parts to it, whether you're doing therapy or not.
Yeah, so. 100%.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, like those, it's funny, like those limiting beliefs. I think there are a lot of people walking around who are kind of being run by beliefs they're completely unaware of on the conscious level. And what's so nice is sometimes just the identifying of that thing, there's a growing larger than it.
Well, last week when we had Monica Tanner, we talked through a lot of, from this perspective, manifesting probably limiting beliefs in a marriage that make marriage maybe not the healthiest. And one of them, it's interesting because you brought up the idea of divorce. And that was
that divorce isn't an option.
It's not an option. And
I hate when people say
she was laughing about it because she was, it's always an option. But, you know,
always
it's consciously you could say that, or logically you could be like, well, of course I could always get divorced. If you don't truly believe that, though, it's either going to be limiting you in so many different ways, whether you even want to engage with people or open yourself up to the possibility of marriage, or you stay in a miserable, toxic situation. So this theme that we've been talking about of whether it be beliefs or programming or core beliefs, it's been on our minds lately on the podcast.
Totally.
I think if you're someone walking around out there and your life doesn't look the way you want it to and you can't figure out why you think you're doing all the right things and you just don't know what the problem is, there's probably a good chance that there's a limiting belief that is looping subconsciously that you are just not aware of.
Yeah, and like that looping underneath everything. Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like we could talk about this forever. Is there anything you think, Megan, we've left out that we need to mention in terms of like the program and like parts of it that have been so useful?
The only thing I will say is you and I differ on the meditations. I cannot get into them. I either cannot focus or I fall asleep. So I do a lot of journaling instead.
Yes.
For me, that's more useful for getting into that kind of like state of flow where you're just kind of letting your thoughts and your feelings be free.
Yes, totally. Oh, I love that. So you'll turn it on and the questions that come up in the meditation, you'll journal.
I don't even turn it on. I just do the journal prompt. Well, I guess I should say I've done them all so many times now, like with not a lot of success, that I do know what she's going to talk about.
Yeah.
So I am like kind of journaling with that in mind.
With that in mind,
totally. So maybe give it a try if you're going to try out don't just take my word for it. Plenty of people like them. I'm just like, I think too high strung.
I feel like I do hear so many people that do this program talking about how they're like, I just can't get into the meditation. Like I can't drop
It's not for everyone.
Yeah. But I will say this. I also think like the meditations we've led in group therapy and stuff, like I think there's a little finessing you can do or like more time she could do to get you into it.
Yeah, to like get really relaxed.
Yeah, totally. To really kind of let go. And I love it. And I still struggle to do it all the time. I didn't meditate today. But yeah, so yeah, that's a really good point. There's different ways to come to her little like meditations. And yeah, if you're into this program and you want to try it out, it's called To Be Magnetic. They call it neural manifestation because they do have a neuroscientist that they work with who kind of like connects the neuroscience piece to it. And
who is Lacey?
Lacey, well, great question. What are her credentials?
We've been dropping Lacey's name left and right, and we have no idea who Lacey is.
She's really just this woman.
Manifested out of nowhere, an AI woman.
Well, she basically said she was almost like a student of manifestation and she read books on it and tried things. And more in her life, what she noticed was like, when I connect to my self-worth, that's when I manifest the things that I want. And yeah, she's definitely the most woo-woo part of all of it, for sure.
We're making it sound like she's a cult leader, but it's not like
that. It's not like that.
But
she's
people
right
in
there
a
with
cult
us.
always say it's not like that.
I know, it's exactly what a cult member would say.
One thing I was curious about, I know we're almost at time here though, is the program sensitive to the idea, one of the criticisms with a lot of the way mindfulness is packaged to people is if you're just more mindful, your life is going to look different. And it takes the onus off of more systemic things and problems that are in and going on around us. So I'm all about the empowerment. And is the program sensitive to, it's not just about making the list and following through with these things. We also have to be aware of hurdles that are also outside of our control that don't really have to do with limiting beliefs. I don't know. I was just curious about that because that's often a criticism of mindfulness practices and the way that especially mindfulness is packaged in corporate America, which is it takes the spotlight off of real toxic systemic structures and saying, well, if you're just a more mindful employee, then you won't have burnout and you won't have so many problems in your life. So I was just curious if they spoke to that.
Yeah. What do you think, Megan?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of a disclaimer on all of her programs, which is that if you are someone who's been a victim of abuse or racism, sexism, prejudice, anything like that, you did nothing to attract that in. With your limiting beliefs, I think the takeaway for people who have experienced that is whatever that systemic abuse or prejudice has taught you negatively about yourself is not true. And you can unlearn that. I mean, there's only so much these types of programs I think can do.
Yeah, totally.
With that sort of thing. But you know what I think, like, every time I read the news and hear about, like, a gilded ballroom being built is that, like, if we all collectively had higher self-worth and lived in our authenticity, the world would be so much better. Like, you can just see people acting out their low self-worth all the time. or people acting inauthentically at the expense of others all the time. I mean, that's what labor unions are about, like collective high self-worth.
Yes, totally. Oh, I love
Yeah, a
that.
rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah, you're so right. That is what labor unions are. It's like this collective sense.
If you take nothing else away from this, dear listener,
Yeah.
you should join a union.
You should join a union. Totally. I love that. I think you're so right. It's like it is more of like a disclaimer.
Yeah.
And, I even think, I don't know about you, in the therapy space, sometimes that comes up where truly it's like very unfair systems have affected someone, multiple systems. And you have to sit in front of them and help them through that when you're like, yeah, these systems exist and they're terrible and abusive and you're in them. Of course, you're going to feel pain or have dysfunction. And given that reality, how do we work with it?
Yeah, like with many things, it's an individual solution to what are often systemic problems, an unfortunate reality.
Yeah. And I love the idea of like the collective self-worth then can move the system. I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Any other thoughts from any of us? This has been amazing.
No, very informative.
Yeah, totally. Now, John, will you make a
now,
manifestation list? Will you make
What
a
are you
list?
going to manifest?
Yeah.
It
It has to be something in the next 3 to 6 months.
Okay, 3 to 6 months.
And it's got to be for you. It can't be for someone else.
It's got to be for me.
Yeah, it can't like be for Wes.
It's like a genie wish.
I
There's
would
limited
never
time.
manifest for Wes.
His son.
He manifests his own
Yeah.
fortune.
I could see that.
Good for him.
3 to 6 months, just for me.
Yeah. And it could be like an object. You could be like, oh, I want the perfect fitting sweater.
That does sound nice.
Yeah. Although it'll be hot.
We're all going to manifest our perfect
A
sweater.
summer sweater.
Summer sweater. It's a very Kelly thing to say.
I feel like I'm under the microscope now and I can't think of anything.
Okay, well, you can reflect on it and come back.
Let
to
me
us.
think about it.
Yeah.
3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about this.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, Megan, if anyone has like manifestation questions for you, is it okay if they reach out
Where
to
do you live?
Yeah. Yeah. What's your social
They're
security
going to come
number?
to your porch.
I guess they can reach me on Instagram
Yeah.
at the other Hova.
Okay. Yes. Love it. Okay.
Yeah, or they can purchase my legal services from my law firm.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I love it. I honestly feel like your guidance for me and this has been so helpful. I feel like people may reach out to you and ask questions. So that's amazing.
I hope they do.
Okay. So
Well, this has been a joy.
Yeah, this has been amazing.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh my God.
Thanks
you
for sharing so
much for
vulnerably.
It was so
sharing.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so fun. We're going to have you back. I'm going to force you back
Definitely.
at some point.
Now that I realized why I was so doom and gloomy about career, we can talk about career sometime.
Yeah, it would be great.
Now
to
that
talk
I've
about-
unblocked.
Yes, totally. And to talk about like career switching and like the wisdom in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it wise to start a new career?
Is it
wise?
wise to
Maybe.
start a new career? I love it. Okay.
Maybe not.
Oh my God, amazing. Well, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Megan.
Thank you guys.
Okay, and take care. Bye.
Bye.
You guys too. Talk to you later.
Well, let's get into our how.
Wait, we have
is
to
it?
talk about my Josh Star.
You're what?
I made myself a little birthday present.
You did?
Okay, so on Josh's birthday morning, I go to take a shower.
Did you manifest this or?
And I see like,
him the photo?
oh my God. And I see a text from him and it just says, I made myself a little birthday treat. Wait, let me go to it. Hold on. Hey, this is what he wrote. I made myself a little birthday surprise.
Ah, that's great.
He came out, he could not stop laughing.
I was doing dishes at the sink, and my
That's
mom
great.
was actually sleeping in
Look how
our
young he
guest
is in
room.
that photo.
Well, that's the photo on the bio page.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Little
only
young
photo of
Josh.
myself.
That's a great one.
So cute.
But in case for those who aren't watching along on YouTube, I just made a little photo of myself with stars across my face, and it's just a little marquee that says Josh Star.
I mean, it's incredible.
Oh my
And I said, this is
God.
going to be my birthday persona. And
I'm now Josh Star.
I'm now Josh Star.
It's almost like a galaxy around you.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like a Milky Way.
It's like a halo, but a
like
necklace halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Milky Way.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, welcome to Josh Galaxy.
I like
Josh
Josh
Star.
Galaxy. That's
Yeah.
good.
I love how I was going to go past it and you're like, wait. You gotta mention
slow
Josh
down.
Star.
If you have any questions about Josh Star, feel free to email me.
At Josh Star
at Josh
Bear
Star
Films.
Bear
See, now you have
Star.
to come out with like a concept album.
Yeah.
Like this is your alter ego.
It's your Sasha Fierce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
Yeah.
your
the
Aladdin
fearless
Sane.
Josh Star Fierce.
Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah. It would be funny if like that was like a stage name someone just chose. Like just Kelly Star. You know, like
Kelly Star.
feels a little
What about
low-hanging.
Martin Star?
Martin Star, but he has 2 R's.
Do you think that's real?
Well, then it's
So then it
different.
feels
You got to
real.
add an R.
Well, yeah, it feels real.
It is real, I think.
Ringo Star?
Josh is running on fumes.
Ringo? Anybody?
And it's fun.
I'm not in my highest mode.
So how wise is it?
2, basically, how wise is it, parasocial relationships?
Parasocial relationships. Now you had to explain what that meant to me because I didn't know what a parasocial relationship is.
Yeah, it's like the idea is almost like a parallel social relationship. So instead of someone you are like connected to and there's like a reciprocal relationship, it comes up often with podcasts where someone will like listen every week to us or some other podcast and feel like they're bonding with us, feel like a relationship is developing there, when really it's just parallel. Like they're parallel to our life instead of like connected by engaging with us.
So how wise is it to engage in?
Yeah, maybe to like allow yourself to, because really the main places this comes up is like media. It's like social media, podcasts, TV shows, sometimes like reality shows. You can feel like the Real Housewives are like in your life. Or I heard someone say it about Gilmore Girls. They're like, I feel like I live in Stars Hollow, kind of thing. And it's like, how wise is it to let yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's some wisdom in maybe media matters. I feel like it's less concerning to me if you're doing it with maybe a podcast and you put it on and you get that sense of being with people you like or people you're friends with or
like-minded.
Yeah, like-minded, or just, I think that's different than maybe viewing a TV show and relating to that too much.
Right.
That seems a
to
little
like
bit more
fictional characters.
Yeah, that seems a little more I can't think of the right word. It just seems more concerning to me.
Yeah.
If you over identify or
reality testing.
Or like, yeah, I'm in a,
Yeah.
But I listen to podcasts and I'm like, this is, totally hanging out with these people.
Totally. And it really does feel like that. There's like a funny meme where like a little boy is like sitting cross-legged with a bowl of cereal next to like a billboard with other people eating cereal. And they're like, this is what it's like to listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is truly how I feel with all my podcasts. Like we're cracking jokes together, or like even my clinical podcast. It's like, we're just talking therapy, the 4 of us, or whatever. And it's like, I'm not in the room, but that doesn't feel unhealthy to me. It does give me a sense of like connection in a
I think
weird
it's connection.
way. Yeah.
I don't think it's weird. I think we want connection, and sometimes it's not the people that are in our lives.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe aren't always accessible like a podcast could be. So if we're feeling lonely, or if we're feeling like we want that connection, or even just to laugh or get a reprieve from something, I think it's, I don't know. I find it useful.
Yeah.
I will throw on old episodes of How Did This Get Made?
Yeah.
Because I love just hearing the banter.
Yeah. Yeah. It does feel like you're there and it's fun. Yeah. Comedy podcasts do great for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, like, maybe there have been times in my life where like a parasocial relationship where I'll be like, I'm enjoying this so much. It's like, ooh, am I avoiding going out with friends or something?
Well, yeah, sure. There's that.
That's probably worth sometimes me wondering. Like, I think the wisdom lies in like, can you try not to use this as a replacement for live connection?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's part of why I started a podcast, like get in there, do the real thing. And I love that. But yeah, sometimes, or like I definitely, even when I was younger, I think there were times where like TV took the place of like going out and dating if I didn't really want to be vulnerable, or even just socializing. Like it's easier to like be in Stars Hollow than like push myself.
Sure.
At times. But never have I ever really like isolated in a serious way. So
yeah.
For me, it's really mostly by and large been wise.
I think it's connecting. I think it can be wise.
Yeah, totally. What do you think, Joshy?
I think it can be wise. Yeah, I think like anything, it's like maybe not wise to become addicted to it to the point that it's like impinging on all your other needs. But
yeah,
I could be like, how wise is it for me to like have all my social needs filled by my wife?
Yeah,
and then I'm not
very.
Then I'm not going out.
Yeah,
I'm only going out with my wife.
Yeah.
How wise is it to have all my social needs fulfilled by John Butts?
Well, that's a wise decision right there. I fulfill so many needs. Talking in the tub.
Bright beige.
Phone, bright beige. I think it is interesting to think about when we consume, more specifically maybe podcasts, and is that limiting our opportunity to have real interaction, like you're saying? Like if we're always outside listening to a podcast, walking around, does that limit you from more organic interaction? Right. Or even if you listen to a podcast at work, are you limiting opportunities to, again, we're all going to do those things. Of course, we're going to go for a walk and listen to a podcast, right? There's, fewer things that are as enjoyable as that. But if that's always our go-to, we might be limiting possibilities for connection in a more organic, holistic and also back and forth way, because the podcast, there's no, listening to you, there's no back and forth.
Yeah. And there's kind of no vulnerability.
None.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Like being conscious, it almost aligns with that thing I've been talking about the past couple of weeks. Like, do I like some of the things I like? Like, I do love listening to podcasts, but it's like, if I do that for hours on end, sometimes maybe I would feel underfulfilled, not unfulfilled, but like underfulfilled. So almost like, okay, maybe I do the hard thing of like being more vulnerable instead of listening. Actually, I'm doing this week. Instead of listening to a podcast about therapy and like other practitioners and what they do, I am Sunday going to a networking event by myself. So I think I feel nervous about it for sure. I'm trying to like go to more of these. So
I like it.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, would it be more enjoyable for me to spend like 2 hours vacuuming and listening to a podcast, or even like strolling if it's nice out? Of course, that would be more like pleasant and easy. But maybe I'll like make a friend or like get some referrals, or
you're gonna be glad you went.
I think I'm gonna be glad.
I don't even need to know what happens. You're gonna be glad you went.
Totally. So I think it's like being aware of like not using it to replace other forms of connecting.
Or even my commute's pretty short, and in that time, could I reach out and make a phone call to somebody, instead of just immediately, my phone automatically, like our phones do, will just hook up and pick up right where I left off on whatever I was listening to.
Yeah.
And I don't even think about it. And then I'm driving and I'm back in the episode that I'm listening to. So I think I could be more mindful. Maybe it's not always wise to just, that's my default, to maybe think about, maybe is there somebody I could like call in this next 15 minutes or say hello to, and that could be a different type of connection.
Yeah.
That who knows what that would give me. So I think being more intentional for me about it, again, I think it is useful to times we need that, where we don't have to put a lot of energy in and just kind of feel like we're there. But
yeah, I love that. That's genius. Like pushing yourself, like maybe even it's like, can I engage socially before I hit play on the podcast?
Right.
Call one person. If they're available. I love that. There's like a celebrity trainer. Now, this is a little more like
a physical
diet
like
culture or whatever. Yeah,
trainer?
His name's Harley Pasternak. He's like trained a bunch of like celebrities. I forget who he like trains now, but I heard him on a podcast. And he's very like, if you get home from work, put your shoes on, your running shoes on or whatever, start walking and call a friend and have social connection. Like, you don't have to like go in a dark room and do a spin class. Like, you know, get movement in also with like a sense of connection. And I'm like, oh, I really love that. There was a period where I was doing that after I heard him say that. But I love that, like on a ride, it's like, try one thing that's more vulnerable socially. And then if no one picks up, pop on the podcast, you know, there's going to be plenty of times that happens. But yeah, I love that. I think that's really wise. Yeah. Okay. So it's wise if you do it with awareness.
Intentionality.
Yeah. And you don't only have parasocial relationships. You also have social relationships.
Or have a listening party.
Yeah. Totally.
Like listen to a podcast with other people. Take the earbuds out and
listen
share
together.
it. Yeah, listen with people.
Totally. Josh and I do that with our pod when we're checking
It's a party.
our mistakes.
It's a party.
Yeah, it's a party. It's a listening
It's a pod party.
Totally. Or you could even like tell a friend about a podcast and then like debrief about the app, make a social connection out of it.
That's true.
Like people did for me with like some of those manifestation pods.
Manifestation. Great.
Yeah.
Great manifestation.
Great job.
I'm really hot right now. Are you hot?
It's hot in here.
Okay.
It is quite hot. It's probably like 76
I feel like
degrees.
I'm like sweating.
And you have a
through-
sweatshirt on.
Yeah.
Well, that's maybe a perfect
That's the
cue
time right
to
there.
close it out.
I can put more deodorant on.
Okay. Well, where can people find you, Joe?
Butts.jonathan. So butz.jonathan@gmail.com. What about you?
Okay, amazing. You can find me at kkpsychotherapy.com. If you want to work with me, you want to talk about the pod, give suggestions, anything, reach me there. And Josh Starr.
You can find me at joshbayerfilms.com, Bayer, as in the aspirin. Joshstar.com will be coming soon. And that'll be my vehicle for parasocial fun.
A platform of parasocial fun. I love it. Okay, thanks everyone. We'll catch you next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you, Blanket Forts.
Thank you, Blanket Forts. The Wise Mind Happy Hour podcast is for entertainment purposes only, not to be treated as medical advice. If you are struggling with your mental health, please seek medical attention or counseling.